What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another new OT Universe video. This will be What If Naruto Was Fused. Now, many have been asking me to do this What If Naruto and Sasuke Fused and what my opinions will be on this. Well, I'm going to make one pretty much early at like 5 o'clock in the morning before work. So, what is my opinions going to be this? What is my opinion going to be this? How would this go? And how would Naruto and Sasuke basically fuse? Well, first we're gonna start with Naruto. Now Naruto will be a full Uzumaki. He will not have yellow hair, but he will have red hair. And also he will be a half Hyuga. So pretty much he will be a Hyuga slash Uzumaki. And he will have the full nine tails. Not the yin, not the yang. Actually, nah. He's gonna have the good side of nine tails. So Naruto will pretty much be a full Uzumaki slash having half Hyuga slash having the good side of Kurama, because why is not? And he will be a little bit more different, as he will be still his playful self, but he'll be more serious, as he will take his training more seriously and he'll be motivated to become a Hokage much better. But other than that, let's pretty much start the story. So we start off with pretty much Minato and Kushina at the pretty much hospital, because they're not going to be at a secret place. They're going to be at the hospital. Why is not? And they will pretty much be, actually no, they're going to be at the place. Pretty much Kushina will give birth to Naruto. Naruto will pretty much have the Hyuga eyes, because I'm going to make Minato pretty much a Hyuga, but he'll be disgraced by the Hyuga because, he was not supposed to meet with other clans. So, yeah. But Minato is going to be an orphan, so, yeah. Pretty much, Naruto will be a half Hyuga, half Uzumaki, but pretty much he will have the hair as a Uzumaki, and it shows the eyes of a Hyuga, which Minato will be pretty much proud of. This is where Obito comes in and pretty much starts attacking and stuff. Now, this is where everything goes as the same, and Kushina and Minato dies. Now, this is where Hiruzen takes in, and we start pretty much with the anime. We start off with Naruto pretty much just training his hardest, practicing his chakra control, and his chakra control is pretty much up to 80% good. Not 100%, but 80% good. And he takes his training very seriously, not to pretty much become Hokage to prove everybody wrong, but to become Hokage to pretty much to show people that that he can become, pretty much to get people acknowledgement, but also become a Hokage, because he looks up to the fourth Hokage, and which we all know is Minato. Now, this is where Naruto is training until he goes to the store and he finds pretty much these earrings. Now, they're not gonna be Potara earrings. Well, yeah, they're not gonna be Potara earrings, but they will be earrings that pretty much has the same effect as the Potara earrings. Now, this is where Naruto pretty much buys one and puts one on the side of his ear. No. This is where he pretty much buys them. And the store clerk pretty much says that they have a special property to, if the other person wears it, they fuse to become one and become stronger, which Naruto keeps that in mind and pretty much holds on to them until the right moment. Now, everything happens the same, but we're going to start all the way to the bridge builder, because everything happens the same, a little bit different, but everything pretty much does happen the same. Now we're at the pretty much bridge part. This is where Haku pretty much has Naruto and Sasuke pretty much caught in ice mirrors, and they're pretty much getting wailed on and stuff, and they don't know what to do. This is where Naruto pretty much pulls out the Potara earrings and says that Naruto pretty much tells Sasuke that they will fuse as one, but they will be strong enough to pretty much be Haku, which Sasuke pretty much don't know all the choice and don't believe Naruto, but reluctantly doesn't want to die because his goal is to kill Itachi, so he agrees with Naruto, and they pretty much put on the Potara earring. Now, Naruto puts on one side while Sasuke put on the other side, and they pretty much starts to fuse. Now, a pretty much powerful light beam starts to appear and pretty much breaks all the mirrors and stuff, which pretty much Haku is trying to figure out what the hell is going on. This is where Naruto and Sasuke pretty much fuse and pretty much says that they're not either Sasuke or Naruto. They're Nar. What's a good name together? Sasuke Naruto? Sauce Naruto? Yeah, Sauce Naruto. So they pretty much says, I'm not either Naruto or Sasuke. I'm Sauce Naruto. Which Haku is pretty much saying Sauce Naruto. Which Kakashi is also looking and saying, what the? And this will be Naruto attire outfit. So he will have the one long pants and have the other side like that. And he'll pretty much have the jacket short, and have pretty much that set up. And his hair, one side would be red and one side would be black. And his eyes would be Hyuga eyes slash Uchiha eyes. So one black eye and one Hyuga eye. So this is where Naruto and Sasuke will pretty much be fused together. Now, Haku is pretty much confused, but since a powerful chakra and strength from Naruto. This is where Haku is about to try to reform her ice mirrors until Naruto pretty much creates like 100 shadow clones and charge at Haku. This is where all the shadow, couple of like 50 of those shadow clones jumps up, like 10 of the shadow clones jumps up, shoots fireballs at Haku, which Haku can't really try to dodge, which the other clone comes from the grabs Haku feet while Haku gets hit by the fireballs. As Haku gets hit by fireballs, she's all injured and beats up until Naruto is not finished yet and pretty much activate his Byakugan Sharingan at the same time and pretty much hit some of the chakra points, cutting off Haku's chakra, and pretty much backs up and shoots another fireball, hitting Haku and pretty much sending her flying back. Now, this is where Kakashi does the same thing and pretty much kills Haku because Haku jumps in the way to pretty much die for Zabuza, and all that happens. Now, the bridge will be named pretty much Naruto and Sasuke because they don't know Sauce Naruto. So pretty much it's gonna be named Sauce Naruto. So after all that, this is where Kakashi is pretty much is as they're going back. This is where Kakashi asks Naruto, and pretty much asks Naruto or Sauce Naruto, can they unfuse? Which pretty much they don't know if they can, or they might be stuck as one. Which Kurama is inside Naruto pretty much is also surprised and still shocked that you could say Naruto is a different person. So this is a new being, you could say. Now this is where Kakashi brings Naruto into Hiruzen's office, and they pretty much look, and Hiruzen's saying, so are you Sasuke or are you Naruto, or which one is in control? Which Naruto pretty much, you could say Sauce Naruto or Naruto and Sasuke says that they're pretty much as one. They think the same thing. They pretty much is one, you could say. So none of them have, both of them have control, but at the same time, both of them don't, you could say. Which Rules is saying, huh? And y'all permanently stuck like this, which Sauce Naruto pretty much says, yeah. Which Hiruzen says, huh, interesting. Now, this is where Hiruzen looks at the earrings and pretty much says that this has something to do with the earrings, which Sauce Naruto says, yeah, and Hiruzen pretty much says then try to take off the earrings, which they can't. I'm going to say they're pretty much permanently fused, and they can't really take off the earrings. So, Hiruzen pretty much is trying to figure out a way to unfuse them, but at the same time, he tells them to go in the way. Now, we're going to say a couple weeks pass, and this is where Kakashi asks pretty much Team 7, which is just Sauce Naruto and Sakura, that if they want to do the Chunin exams to become Jonins, which Naruto says, hell yeah, which Sakura also says yeah because of Sauce Naruto. She does she doesn't she doesn't like Sauce. She has mixed feelings of Sauce Naruto because she likes him because they kind of because of Sasuke in there, but also she doesn't like. So it's kind of like mixed feelings as I don't like you, but I do like you at the same time, kind of way. But pretty much, let's continue. This is where Kakashi asks the question, which Naruto is much smarter because like I said, Naruto took his training seriously, so he's not dumb, but he's like second behind Sasuke. So their intelligence is increased, so they pretty much pass it with ease, and they go to the next part. This is where Sasuke pretty much sees the illusion, and they go up to the second round. Now, everybody, like many people, don't know that Sasuke and Naruto is fused together, but only a couple people know that they're fused. Like only like the top people. So, but many people don't know, but some people do. Like, but this is where Rock Lee pretty much challenges Sasuke Naruto to a fight because he senses great strength from him. He doesn't know that it's Sasuke and Naruto, but he knows he can sense the power from him. Which this is where Rock Lee pretty much challenged Sasuke Naruto into a fight, which Sasuke Naruto do enjoys getting training and fighting, pretty much challenges. Well, you could say Sasuke Naruto pretty much has the emo-ness slash cheerfulness, which he's pretty much saying, go away, I don't want to really fight, which Rock Lee says they can use anything, which Sasuke Naruto says, okay, if you say so, and pretty much activate the Byakugan slash Sharingan in one eye and the other eye, which Rock Lee gets in his fighting stance and blitzes right and disappears. This is where Sasuke Naruto pretty much senses where Rock Lee will be and pretty much does an elbows Rock Lee into the stomach, sending him a couple meters back. This is where Rock Lee is pretty much impressed and smiling and charges at Naruto again. Now, as he charges at Sasuke Naruto again, Sasuke Naruto pretty much does a jump and does a ricochet kick, ricochet back kick, kicking Rock Lee into the wall. Now, this is where Rock Lee is about to go into 8th gates to pretty much, match up with Sasuke Naruto, but pretty much Might Guy smacks him in the face, telling him that is not the way, and pretty much Might Guy says sorry, and they start going. Now, for the test, Sasuke Naruto passes with ease, such as Sakura, and we go to the Force of Death arc now. Now, as they're going, this is where Sasuke Naruto and Sakura is pretty much a two-man team or a two-woman man and woman team. So because Naruto and Sasuke is fused, they started going. Now Sasuke Naruto already created like 2 clones to get the scrolls, and they start heading. This is where Sasuke Naruto has to use the bathroom and start going to the bathroom. This is where, of course, actually no, let's mix it up. This is where, as they're trying to go, this is where Giant Snake barges start the barges at Sasuke Naruto, which Sasuke Naruto dodges with ease and pretty much shoots a fireball, burning the snake. This is where Orochimaru appears and pretty much is attacking Team 7. And this is where Orochimaru starts to ask, where's Sasuke? You mind telling me? Which this is where Sasuke Naruto begins to say, who is this guy? I'm getting some blood loss off of him. Well, I'm sensing a strange feeling from him. Which this is where Sasuke Naruto says, huh, you're looking right at him. Which pretty much Orochimaru says, what? Which this is where Orochimaru starts to say, it says, the Nine Tails Naruto and Sasuke is fused together. So you're fused together as one. Which this is where Orochimaru says, this is even greater. And he starts to lick his whole mouth and stuff and saying, lah, and all that crap. This is where he starts charging at Sasuke Naruto, which Sasuke Naruto, you could say, get himself prepared and starts fighting. This is where Sasuke Naruto tells Sakura to pretty much run, pretty much to get the hell out of here and to go get help. Which, this is where Orochimaru starts attacking only Sasuke Naruto. Now, Sasuke Naruto is pretty much fighting with Orochimaru and pretty much you could say, holding up on Orochimaru and using techniques and stuff and shooting fireballs, and also using the Byakugan and Sharingan to pretty much fight with Orochimaru. Now, this is where Sasuke and Naruto pretty much cancel a couple of chakra points off Orochimaru, but not all of it, and pretty much backs up and shoots a fireball at Orochimaru. Shoots like two fireballs at Orochimaru, which Orochimaru gets hit and starts to burn. This is where Sasuke Naruto thinks he pretty much got him. Until Orochimaru runs up and pretty much goes for the bite and bites Sasuke Naruto in the neck, pretty much knocking him out and pretty much um leaving before anyone can come. This is where I'll say Rock Guy Sensei team, Might Guy team, pretty much sees Naruto on the ground and knocked out. And Neji telling pretty much Rock Lee and Tenten to leave Sauce Naruto here for dead, until pretty much Rock Lee says, no, this is not the right way, and Rock Lee says that he still wants to fight him, even though he looks nearly dead, and they pretty much take Sauce Naruto and take him to the end. Now, this is where, as it going, this is where Orochimaru henchmen, or you could say spies, or the students to try to get Sauce Naruto, pretty much gets dispatched by Neji's team, or you could say Mike Guy's team, and pretty much take Naruto wakes back. Sauce Naruto wakes back up, pretty much doing the same thing what Sasuke would did, but pretty much snapping the guy's neck, and pretty much the rest of them is in fear. Now, this is where, well, no, breaking his arms. We're just gonna say break his arms, but also breaks his legs too, just for extra measure. Now, this is where, after that, the same things happen, but with Sasuke Naruto pretty much getting his curse mark still, pretty much getting fixed. So, but everything goes the same except for the whole. Yeah, pretty much everything almost goes the same with the whole Kiba fight, but Sasuke Naruto pretty much kicks the shit out of Kiba. Next match, all the matches go the same. It's same for the Hinata fight, which Sasuke Naruto gets pissed off because even though they might be fused, that would still piss, you could say, Naruto off. And Sasuke off too, because that's a little bit of a bullshit. Like, that's a little bit of a-holeness. Including Sasuke, because Sasuke doesn't have a clan, and someone killing their own clan members will pretty much stir up Sasuke's motion too. So they both will be pissed. But since there has one, that makes Sasuke Naruto eat more anger. And pretty much says, what the hell is wrong with you? Which pretty much Neji's saying, it's none of your business, you defect. Which this is where Sasuke Naruto says, alright, you see after this. Now, we're going to say after the first part of the Chunin exams, this is where they get the 2 weeks of training, or 2 months. Well, 2 weeks of training, if I'm correct. And they start to train. Now, this is where Sasuke Naruto starts to train with Kakashi. Pretty much starts to train with Kakashi and learning how to basically use the Chidori and stuff by Kakashi. So Sasuke Naruto will learn how to use the Chidori for the first week. Now the second week, this is where Hiruzen calls in Sasuke Naruto to pretty much train with Jiraiya, because Jiraiya pretty much wants to train with Sasuke Naruto because, well, pretty much Naruto is fused with Sasuke, but pretty much he will train with Jiraiya for the second week. Now, for the second week, Sasuke Naruto pretty much is looking for Jiraiya, and Jiraiya looks and says, so you must be Sasuke Naruto. I must heard that. Which Sasuke Naruto pretty much says, are you Jiraiya Sensei? And which Jiraiya Sensei says, yes I am. Which pretty much Naruto pretty much does about it, says, it's a pleasure, it's going to be great training with you, which Jiraiya saying, indeed so. Now, this is where Jiraiya pretty much does the same thing as original canon with the toe something and all that. This is where Sasuke Naruto pretty much starts pretty much starts with the training. Whew, sorry, my bad, guys. It's just a lot. But pretty much starts the training with the Rasengan. Now, since Sasuke and Naruto is fused together, Sasuke can really get down jutsu. Since Sasuke Naruto has the Byakugan and Sharingan, the Sharingan can really copy down jutsus a little bit much better. And since Sasuke was always intense with training, and since I added Naruto with the training, they'll pretty much get it down in a couple of days. I mean, in like pretty much in day two, day one, before the week can end. So yeah, that's how powerful Sasuke Naruto is now. But pretty much after the whole training, well, pretty much of the training, this is where Jiraiya says to go back to the hotel while he goes and go for training. I mean, go for research. Now this is where Sas 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 Naruto pretty much goes back to the hotel and meditating while it pretty much gets a knock at a door. Now, as they as Sas Naruto get a knock on the door, this is where he looks up and pretty much looks and pretty much sees Kisame and Itachi. Itachi. This is where Sas Naruto is fused as one. Pretty much gets into an instantly attack phase and jumps from the bed, jumps back and hops on the bed and pretty much forms a Rasengan and a Chidori at the right and the left side and pretty much saying Itachi and pretty much charge at great speed, shooting out a Chidori and a Rasengan. Now, Itachi will pretty much grab Sasuke Naruto by the hand with the Chidori, but the Rasengan, he pretty much forgot about that one. Well, you could say he kind of a little bit forgot about that one and gets hit by the Rasengan, gets sent flying into the wall. Now this is where Kisame instantly pulls out his blade, and pretty much saying, so that's going to be instantly, which pretty much this is where Sasuke Naruto pretty much activate his, well, he already has his Sharingan and um Byakugan activate. This is where he will pretty much turn around and does the jump to palm fist and pretty much cut off some of Kisame chakra points. So Kisame blade, which I will believe, will pretty much act out against its owner a little bit and attack its owner a little bit. Which this is where Kisame says, "What the hell?" Now Jiraiya will pretty much come back a little bit, or will pretty much come back and comes with the clutch and pretty much have Itachi and Kisame to run on their feet, which Itachi thought the Nine-Tails trick, which Kisame and Itachi thought the Nine-Tails trick would be there, but that was a totally different person. And also, Itachi is trying to figure out how does that person know his name, and why is he so angry at him. Now, we're going to pretty much go to the end of the 2 weeks of the Chunin exams, and pretty much that happens the same all the way up to the whole the Sasuke Naruto versus Neji. Now, this fight will be different as different as in canon. As the match referee says start, this is where Sasuke Naruto does Sas. This is where Neji will get into. Sorry, this is where Neji will pretty much get into the rotation palm stance, while Sasuke Naruto, Sasuke Naruto pretty much will create pretty much 20 clones around Neji, and pretty much as that happened, this is where Naruto pretty much does the technique that Shisui did, but also mixed it up with his own technique. This is where the first 10 clones will pretty much walk very slowly close to Neji, walking very slowly, and Neji is pretty much getting his stance and still ready for them to charge or do anything. And they pretty much does the handstill, all three of them, like all 10 of them at the same time do the hand seal. It says fire style, fire flame jutsu, and fire at the same time, which Neji does a rotation spin, pretty much getting burned at the same time, but also holding off that attack. This is where the other 10 clones does the does a Rasengan and Shidori at the same time and jumps in the air and says, which pretty much Rasengan and Shidori style. Well, pretty much say Rasengan and Shidori and charges straight down at Neji. This is where Neji can't really do it another time. Well, can't do it another time real quick and pretty much get hit by the full force. But Sauce Naruto is not done yet. This is where after Neji gets hit and Neji's getting back up, this is where Sauce Naruto charges at Neji and pretty much hits him with the gentle fist pump technique and pretty much close off Neji's chakra points, all his chakra points. But he's not done yet, guys. He pretty much puts Neji in the gut and grabs his face and slams him down on the ground. After that, he pretty much looks at Neji and saying that pretty much says the same speech as Canon, but a little bit different as the saying a little couple last words and saying the next time you try to hurt Hinata again, I will kill you, Neji. And pretty much walks away from the match. And pretty much Sasuke Naruto wins, which everybody, which Hyuga is shocked that this new person pretty much beat the shit out of Neji, a Hyuga member, and everybody else is shocked too. Now, everything else goes the same, but the whole fight between Gaara will be against Sasuke Naruto just to even it out. And that fight will go as the same as Sasuke Naruto pretty much comes with great speed and kick through Gaara's stand, which Gaara will be shocked and saying this is Rock Lee move, that kid's move, and pretty much starts realizing that he's getting attacked left and right. And also, this is where Sasuke Naruto will do a backflip and pretty much charge Shidori, but pretty much adds a Rasengan to it. So it's like a Shidori Rasengan in one hand, and pretty much charges at Gaara, pretty much hitting him in the chest. Well, pretty much hitting him in the stomach and pretty much sending him flying. Now, this is where Gaara pretty much freaks out and the whole sand attacks happen. Now, this is where Sasuke Naruto chases after Gaara and pretty much everybody else do their own thing. Now, Sasuke Naruto is pretty much chasing after Gaara and pretty much is still kicking Gaara's ass. This is where Gaara pretty much gets even more anger and release Shukaku. Now, this is where Sasuke Naruto summons Gemabuta and asks him to help, which Gemabuta gladly will help and pretty much fights against Gaara. Now, after the whole commits, this is where Naruto realized that Gaara is pretty much knocked out. Pretty much is up there and pretty much charges and knock out. You could say headbutt Gaara and pretty much wakes him back up. This is where Sasuke Naruto will say the same speech as in canon, but tells him that it's not you could say he pretty much says that it's hard, isn't it? I know it is, but you must be better, which Gaara took it by heart and pretty much become a changed person. Now, after the whole death, this is where everybody's at the funeral and all that passed, and pretty much they need to look for a new Hokage, which this is where they go to Jiraiya, and Jiraiya gladly accepts, but he wants to get Lady Tsunade before he becomes Hokage to pretty much become the nurse or the medic in the hospital to pretty much heal up the ninjas that was injured and stuff. So Jiraiya and Sasuke Naruto will go to get Lady Tsunade to heal up Rock Lee and to also heal patients that was injured. Now, this is where Sasuke Naruto and Jiraiya goes, and pretty much this is where they find Lady Tsunade, and Tsunade's talking shit about the Hokages and stuff, saying that him becoming the Hokage was a mistake, and he will be a mistake of Hokage and stuff, and the Hokages and all that shit. This is where Sasuke Naruto says, come outside, and pretty much take that back about perusing and stuff, which Lace not saying, "Who is this?" Which this is where Jiraiya explains the whole situation, and pretty much Lace not saying, "So you're Uchiha slash Uzumaki slash the Nine Tails." Well, you could say, yeah, you could say she's talking shit. Now, this is where Sasuke Naruto is outside saying, "If I lay one finger on you, you have to apologize and come back to the leaf." And she pretty much says, "If I win, Jiraiya has to pay my whole tab." Now, this is where the whole fight will commence, and Lily Tsunade charges at Naruto, Sasuke Naruto, which Sasuke Naruto pretty much smiles and pretty much stands there. This is where, as she throws a full punch, this is where he flickers away. Well, you could say vanishes away. It appears right behind Lady Tsunade. This is where he has a Rasengan. Well, pretty much has a Rasengan, and he pretty much Rasengan her in the back. Now, what did he just do? Well, pretty much he used the body flicker technique, but also fused it together with Minato's technique, the Flying Raiji. And he pretty much Rasengan her in the back. So he pretty much looked like he did teleportation and then Rasengan her in the back, but really he just finished the flicker, because I'm gonna say Sasuke was studying it, Susui's technique, and pretty much pretty much since they fused, they master it. So yeah, so he pretty much finished and did a Rasengan on her back, and pretty much nailed her back. This is where Lady Tsunade agrees upon, and but she pretty much talks to Naruto and Jiraiya, and pretty much saying that she's gonna have a meeting with Jiraiya. I mean, with not with Jiraiya, but pretty much with Orochimaru, and pretty much tells them what they're gonna meet up at. Now, this is where Orochimaru was pretty much with I forgot his name, but pretty much Kabuto, yeah, if I'm if I'm correct, but pretty much is with Lady Tsunade, which Lady Tsunade is ready, meeting with Orochimaru, which Orochimaru is saying, "Will you agree and help me repair my arms?" Which Jiraiya comes in and starts attacking to Orochimaru and trying to pretty much capture Orochimaru and stop him. Which Orochimaru pretty much says, so Jiraiya got to you first. And pretty much they have the whole fight. Now Naruto, or should I say Sasuke Naruto, will pretty much be fighting with Kabuto and will be pretty much embarrassing him, because I'm gonna say they kind of have that Vegeta cockiness, as they're gonna be clowning the shit out of their enemy until they get bored and finish him off. So Sasuke Naruto is pretty much clowning the shit out of Kabuto. Sorry about that, guys, but pretty much this is where Kabuto is getting mad, and he starts getting serious and saying, I bet you don't have this. And he pretty much does the technique with the chakra scalpel, and pretty much starts charging at Sasuke Naruto, which Sasuke Naruto says, that technique? Alright. And he pretty much does the same thing, which Kabuto says, what? How do you? Which Sasuke Naruto says, this is gonna be easy. Let's go then. And charges at Kabuto. Now, pretty much Kabuto is getting his ass whooped pretty badly and getting his also chakra cut off from him. So he's pretty much getting his his chakra that flows through him getting fucked up, as Naruto cuts like the chakra things from his legs, so he can't really do any chakra speed or boost his speed. And then he goes for the arm, which he pretty much cut the chakra off his arm, and he pretty much can't use it on his left arm, and pretty much he cuts on the right. This is where, as Kabuto is pretty much standing still, coughing up a little blood, and pretty much saying, how can he, which pretty much this is where Sasuke Naruto says, this is getting boring. I think it's time to end this. And he pretty much form a Rasengan Shidori, or you could say a Rasengan, and pretty much charges at Kabuto, and pretty much sends him flying. This is where Orochimaru realized that Kabuto is pretty much out. It pretty much starts to summon the big snake to escape, and pretty much grabs Kabuto and get the fuck out of there. Now, Jiraiya's a little bit pissed that Orochimaru got away, but he's alright and perfect fine with that, and pretty much tells Sasuke Naruto good job, and they start all going. Now, as they're all going back, this is where Sasuke Naruto begins to get a little bit more influenced by the Orochimaru mark. And this is where the Sound 4, if I'm correct, Sound 4 appears in front of Sasuke Naruto because they know who is the target and asks him, does Sasuke Naruto wants to get stronger? Now, since they're fused together, Sasuke Naruto will reluctantly says no, will say no to it, but since Sasuke is in there too, Sasuke Naruto agrees and pretty much goes to the coffin to get his curse mark awakening. Now, as he gets his curse mark awakening, he feels the power. It feels much stronger, and starts to leave. But before he goes, he tells Sakura goodbye, putting her under a genjutsu, and pretty much sharing a tear a little bit. But he will come back in 2 years. He will come back in 2 years and become Hokage and achieve his dream, and also at the same time repopulate the Uchihas. So, yeah, that is his dream. That will be his goal, and his also same goal will be also to kill Itachi. So yeah, he will do all that at once, you could say. Now, this is where everything happens, but it will happen more slowly as since Sasuke and Naruto is fused at the same time. Um, the whole dispatch team to go after Sasuke Naruto will go because Jiraiya will send them out to try to get Sasuke Naruto, and the Sound 4 will pretty much stay back to pretty much hold them off, and everything will happen still the same. And Sasuke Naruto will pretty much achieve and escape with Orochimaru. Now, this is pretty much part one of what if Naruto and Sasuke fused. If you like, leave a like, comment, all that stuff. This get this up to 20 like, and I will make a part two after I'm done working all that. If I see the likes. But I'm Keisha Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.